Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello and welcome to today. Today is the first day of my leave. I've got a week off, which I'm highly excited for. Today is also a Saturday. It is the 12th of July when I'm watching this. Hello, wherever you are, whatever date you're watching it. Welcome to anybody who has massively been with me from the start. I am hugely grateful. A massive welcome to those that have been with me before and have given me the grace to come back again. Again, hugely grateful. And if you've just landed here, if it's either your first try or you've just fallen here, yeah, welcome, massively welcome. Hang on to your hat. Hang on to your hat, hinny, as we say around Geordie land. Hang on to your hat, hinny. So, where are we? Who knows? I only asked for directions to the local shop and here I am on Flosstube. Don't know how that happened. God, we're actually, what month are we in? July. We're not far off my second anniversary. And I'm still alive. And you're still alive. Give yourself a huge pat on the back. This is pretty spectacular news. So, we'll start with the Justsewsherrie. Justsewsherries are just things that happen in my world, to me, because of me, all that wild stuff that goes on. This week's Justsewsherrie. I haven't left the house, have I? No, I don't think I have. No, I'm telling a lie. Oh no, because I went round the co-op, but that was after me delivery farce, wasn't it? So that was before last week. So no, maybe I haven't left the house this week. That doesn't mean mad things just don't happen. This week's is another sleepwalking episode. I know. Yeah, or it's another discover what I've done during sleepwalk episode, because I've said it before, I don't know what I'm doing unless there's results lying around. And this week there were a couple of piles of results lying around. Yeah, I think it must have been Wednesday. It was Wednesday, I think, when I woke up and went downstairs, and the first job I always do is put the cat's food out, because they've either been out, well, yeah, no, they're normally out, and they usually, Scout hears me and he screams at the door to be in. I mean, he literally, all you hear is a I can hear you, let me in, feed me. So it's one of the first things I do, because my poor neighbours. So, yeah, I went to put food out and I thought, what? So there was 2 packets of food open. So I used the sachets of food. So there was 2 that I'd ripped the top off and they were lying together, as I usually do, because I pick up 2 and I rip it off and I put them in. They were lying on the bench and I thought, have I been thinking I was feeding the cats maybe? Anyway, and then I sort of turned around and over on the bench in that direction was a pile of cat food that I'd squeezed out and put out on the bench. I don't feed my cats on the bench. My cats aren't allowed on the bench. They know they're not allowed on the bench. Not on my kitchen benches. I know other people do. You do you. I don't. Don't let cats on my kitchen benches. So I'm not sure why that was, and it was over by the fridge, so why I've put it over there, I do not know. And then was another one, but it was on, you know, boxes of tea bags that you get. So it was on an 80s box of tea bags, which is about this big. I'd squeezed a pack onto the top of one of those, so I'd gotten it out the cupboard and squeezed it onto the top of a pack of tea bags. And I thought, oh God, it's going to be dripping all over the bench and everything. Nah. I mean, I'd obviously done it very, very, very carefully, because it was quite literally just went right to the edges, didn't go over. I mean, I've obviously done it very, very well. So yes, and the only thing I can think, this is why I think it's Wednesday, is because on the Tuesday I was on a work call with my boss, and as most of you know, I work from home, and there was a knock at the door, and I'd said to Claire, oh, you'll have to hang on, there's an Amazon delivery, and I've been struggling with my back this last couple of weeks, so it took us a while to get that right, because when I'd come down to go on the work call with Claire, I was late because I was getting up from the loo and I got stuck. My back just sort of gave way when I was in that kind of position, like, and I had to sort of literally crank myself up. So I was late for our call. So by the time it took us to get off the settee to answer the door, I was mortified, and I realised, because I didn't know what it was going to be, and then halfway through getting up, I was like, oh, it's going to be the cat food. And when I opened the door, this guy's standing there with like 120 sachets, so they're heavy. And he says, oh, they're heavy. I says, will you do us a favour? Will you just put it on the ground for us? And I can just kick it, because I cannot lift it at the moment. So I shut the door. And then I came back to me settee. It took us a while to get back into a sitting position to talk to Claire. And then I was saying to Claire what I'd gotten through the door, and that I didn't know how I was going to lift it up onto the bench. Maybe I was just going to have to bend down, but that was going to be just as difficult, because then I would get stuck. And so I was going through this whole palaver of how am I going to get the cat food out. And I think I've obviously gone to bed with it still in my head somewhere, in my little subconscious psyche, worrying about what I'm going to do with this bloody box of cat food. I already had cat food open, so I didn't need to put it in the cupboard. So the stuff I'd opened was stuff that the box was already out and where it needed to be. All about the cat food. Well, at least my cats know I worry about them, you know, just in case that they need to be fed. I'll put piles out all around the kitchen, just in case. I still don't know why I've put it on the bloody bench. I'm wondering, you know, if it's because I was struggling thinking how I was going to lift it up onto the bench, because I would lift it up onto the bench normally, tear the cardboard off the top and then slot it into the cupboard so that I can just pick the packets out. So that's probably what it is. I've probably been wondering, and thank God my tea bags were still wrapped in film, whatever it's called, like plastic stuff. Otherwise I would have had some, chicken cat food tasting tea. I'm not sure that's a recipe anybody should ever have. So that's me sleepwalking this week. God knows what will happen next week. Who knows? So back to cross stitch. I've got a lot. I've got four fully finishes. I know. I've then got two finishes. I'm lying. I've got one finish, and I've got a start and a finish. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 whips, because obviously said finishes have come out of whips. Well, one has. I have got the most amazing gifts. I've just opened one that a viewer sent me, and I'm buzzing. I am absolutely buzzing. I don't know if I told you at the beginning, but I've been singing all morning. It's just all got a bit out of hand. And believe me, nobody wants to hear me singing. So yes, I've got those to show you. I have got answer of the week and question of the week for this week as well. And our usual final thought. So let's jump into it. Fully finishes, sorry. I've been on my stocking rampage again. So I've got two. So violets, I can't remember, was this April or March? I should have checked up. Should I check up? I'll check up. February, the violets one is from February, Blackbird Stockings, and I've just backed it with a chunk of fabric that I had in. Is this the first one? I think it is. I've been putting a little bit of batten on, so it's just card with a little bit of batten on and then the cross stitch folded around. And this is the first one. I'm doing them all. It's very much a learn as you go, and I think this was the first one that I put batten on the back as well, so I much prefer it with a little bit more. I mean, it's very small, the batten I use. Oh, I've shoved it. It's been one of me shove aside so it looks neat kind of things. It's quite thin batten that I've got anyway. So yes, so that one's February. This one is April. Oh, Sweet Pea. And this one I must have finished before that one, because this one the back hasn't got the batten on. And this has been done, so that's been done on 36 count parchment. This has been done on 16 count Ada. So you can see the difference in size there. I've done all of me, so there's 3 a month, but my challenge, I'm doing these with Sarah Stonehouse on Instagram. I'm identifying at least 1 a month for my challenge, and then after that I might backtrack. So for all of my 1 a month challenges, I'm doing them on 36 count, either parchment or winter moon, so far anyway. But when I'm doing the second or the third one, I'm going a little bit more afield and seeing what I can use just from my fabric stash. So this was Tie by Picture This Plus, I think. And again, just backed with a fabric that I've had in me stash, but this hasn't got any batten on, it's just the cord. So they are the 2 stockings that I've finished this week. Move them. And then I have got frames. I've got framed finishes. And this one, I don't even know if you've ever seen, because I think I might have done this before I started Flosstube. So this is Kathy Barrick's Needlework. And I did this a couple of years ago. And it is done on, is it Hardanger? I think I did it on. Yeah. So this is done on 22 count Hardanger. And I have literally just glued it around some board and put it in. And these are frames that I got for pennies. I was in South Wales. It was when I was going to the Turtle shop, which is Turtle Bay Fabrics in Bridgend. So if you're down that way, pop in, give the turtle a hello, tell her you came from me. And yeah, I happened to pop into shows. I think it was Sainsbury's. Habitat, is the Habitat range Sainsbury's? I think it is. And these were all on sale. So I remember thinking, I only had a basket with this. If I'd had a trolley, I would have gotten a lot more, because they were literally only like £2, these frames. So I am chuffed. This has been finished for a long, long time. I loved this. I loved it. And I remember at the time thinking that what you call it was never going to end. That the needle spool. Never gonna end. And actually when I look at it now, it's quite small. But then again, it's 22 count. So yeah, imagine if you did it on 32 count. It would be massive. It would be massive. So that is going in my living room. Chuffed, 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 chuffed. So framed myself. Happy with that. And another one. Another frame. Another Habitat cheapy frame. The Salem Sisters Apothecary by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Haul me ass over this way so you can see. I'm trying not to get any glare. So I've done this exactly the same. I've framed it myself. I've just glued it around some backing board. Is that what you call it, backing board? Some board anyway. It's not card. It was board that I've done it around. This was done on I think this might have been a Picture This Plus as well. I can't remember. I would need to go back on my Flosstubes and check my book of days to see if I've put it in. I really need to start doing some cards and just popping them with the finished pieces so that I can stick them on the back. Laurie Holt does that. I've seen her. That's what she does. She puts she gets library cards. And I wouldn't care. I've got some in my basket on Amazon on those save for later ones where you can just slot a card into the back, and I thought that was a really good idea. And then I decided I wasn't professional enough to do that. And of course now I come to showing you things on YouTube and can't remember. I can see it. I can see the fabric. Well, obviously I can see it's there. What I mean is I can see it with the tag on when I was stitching it. Yeah. So that is that. And this is going to go in my kitchen. I know what your answer's going to be, but is it acceptable to put something witchy related up all year round? And I know the answer's yes. I know the answer's yes. It's my house. I can do what I want. I'm the only person who lives here, apart from 2 small cats that allow me to live here. But you don't think, should I? Shouldn't I? I'm gonna. But I think I still need validation. So can you give me validation, please? Because I still need to be told, yeah, it's fine, Sherrie, you do you. I mean, I am a witch. I've said this before, my Keith hated it. He used to talk about me witchiness. So, yeah. And I'm thinking potions and brews and bottles and stuff. It belongs in the kitchen, not in the living room. Because my living room's grey as well. So it would go there. But I'm thinking about putting it in my kitchen. Okay, one moment while I move these. Okay. Oh, I haven't got my board out. Not that I need it for these, but finish. My finish my finish of the week. And then I was sat downstairs. No, I couldn't have been. I was looking at this thinking, something's wrong with it. Something's not right. So this is the Herbarium series from the Stichery. March or April's? Can't remember. March or April's, it was one of them. So the Herbarium is a annual subscription series. and I've got the embroidery and the cross stitch to go along with it. Although I haven't done many of the embroideries, I need to get on. I've got time this week, so I'm going to spend a day doing some embroidery. I'm going to have an embroidery day. And I'm looking, thinking, something about that's just not right. Missed out a word. 2. Use hydrangea to lift a curse. So I am calling this a finish because it was up here as a finish. I thought it's ridiculous saying it's a whip and holding it out next week to say I've put the 2 in. So yes, so I've finished that. I've done it on 36 count winter moon. That was, no, 36 count antique white. That was then very lightly coffee dyed. I say that like I meant to. It wasn't, but that's how it ended up. You know if you know. If you've been here a few weeks, you know. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional. I'm just a have a go Harry. So, yeah. Finished that. What was left to do? And I think there was the spells and then the thingy. I needed to do all of the said tree on this side in the correct colour, because I did that one in the wrong colour, but it stayed. This witch, and I had to do her face over there, and then I had to put curse in, and these 2 doofers. So I was pleased to have that finished, but I do need to backtrack and do the 2. So that's that one. Another witchy one. Another witchy one. My Keith would be impressed. And my next one is a start and a finish. And it is actually, technically it's a restart and a finish. But it is one of my stockings. So this is one of my August stockings, and as soon as I saw the thistles I was like, oh, that's me sold. So this is the ones that I showed you at the beginning that I'm doing with Sarah on Instagram. So this is done on 36 count winter moon, and it's a start, well, restart and a finish, because these, backtrack a little bit, 12 and 12, which is Kia B's brainchild for New Year's Eve, where you can do 12 projects in 12 hours, whether that's 12 new starts, 12 whips, whatever, you do you. And I did this in 2023. I did 12 and 12. And it was the months by, it was the Quaker months, how the company was. Anyway, I did those and started them in my 12 and 12 and then used them as the backbone of my 24 and 24. I didn't get that done this year. I only managed to do, I did up to August, I don't know if I've done September, because this year I didn't think through my project, I didn't think through my plans. I'd realised I was working this New Year's Eve. So yeah, I got some of them done. I had started a little bit of this. I'd done a few of these little lines at the top. But when I looked, they were like here on the fabric, and I thought, I can get 2 stockings out of that piece of fabric. Why am I? So I just frogged it and started again. It was a dead easy stitch, 3 colours, which I am doing. I did do with the called for. This is the called for colours for the full month. So in case you're thinking, Sherrie, there's like there's a dozen colours there. What have you done? This particular one's only got 3, but some of the other ones. So, but I've left it. I haven't cut it because I'm thinking ahead and I'm thinking hoop, because I'm a hoop girl. So if I cut that off, I need to figure out if I can stick a 4-inch hoop in. If I can, I might cut this one off. So I need to measure it and decide whether to cut it or not. But yeah, and this is what I've done for them when I've kitted them. I kitted them ahead of time, so I kitted them in about maybe December, and I just got Rachel, Talking Dog Stichery, to order everything. I sent her a full list of everything I needed, and she got them in and sent them to me. And some of them were colours that were repeated. Well, you've seen how little they are, so I wasn't going to need a skein a month. I didn't even, well, I went with one skein for every 3 patterns that they were included in. I've wildly over exaggerated what I would need, but yeah, anyway, it is what it is. So what I've done is when I've kitted it up, and now we're on August, there was other colours that I already had in. So what I've done is when I've put them all in the project bag ready to go, I've just put a little note in to say what I still need for this month, to complete this month. So hickory, I knew I've got hickory sticks hanging up there that I came across the other day, and I knew I needed it for something but couldn't remember what. So I need hickory sticks, magnolia blossom and poblano pepper. I think I found, yeah, I've got poblano pepper that I put in. So I just need magnolia blossom. So I just need to find out where the hell I've put it, and then that'll be all. So that's just what I do kitting up ahead of time. And it just helps me stay organised and know straight away what I still need for the month. This has been a bit of a work in progress. Or I've adapted it as I've gone along, because I've forgotten what I was going to say. When I was finished with them, say for example, Magnolia Blossom I used in February. When I was finished with them, I was going to then put them in the project that needed it. So put it in August, so I'm ready to go. Then I realised that it would mean each month I would have to go through each project. And they're just in, they're just in one of these bags. But it would mean I would have to go through everything and check the little tag to see if that was the month that needed it. And I thought, I don't need to do that. I just need to put it up here so that when I then come to the month of August, it should be there. Theoretically, it should be there. What I didn't then foresee was that I've kept some of the months kitted up. So for example, I've kept March kitted up because I still want to do the daffodil that's on there. So I've kept the colours in the project bag, which means the colours aren't hanging up there. They're now in the project bag. So I've got to go backwards to the project bag. Is it worth the money to just spend another £2 on another skein? I don't know. Hard work. This cross stitch. You know, all your partners, usually husbands, you know, are going, you've got a life. You've got a life. You've got a hobby where you just sit down and you just do a few stitches and yeah, everyone's happy. This is how much brain power cross stitch takes. Do they not know? Honestly, they think we do this for fun. I do. So that is all of my fully finishes, my finish and my start and finish. I'm a bit disappointed with myself that I didn't have a new start. I meant to do one yesterday just so that I could have a royal flush, but I haven't got it. Okay, moving onwards. Whips. It's the whip time. It's the time of the whips. Honestly, singing and everything. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I don't know. At the next point where I need to just press pause, I'll have a look and see what the hell I've lost. So this one, Stacy Nash, Leaping Rabbit, and I'm busy doing this pin keep. Can I point out, said pin keep took Sarah Stonehouse a week to do, a week. She did it before we left Cornwall. That's not funny. It's not big and it's not clever, Sarah, setting those kind of standards. Because there's me, 3 months on. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's going to be said, don't you? Can I do a 1, 2, 3 all together now? That bloody roof. Bloody roof. It is just the bane of my life. But I'm getting there. Painfully. Painfully. Oh, I just... So for anyone who's new around, it's done in straight stitches. So it's done 3 straight down and then 3 straight across. 3 straight down, 3 straight across. It is hard work. Hard again. These partners that think we do this for fun. Oh no, there's some stamina involved in this. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. Oh gosh. So what have I done this week? I have done quite a lot, believe it or not. Have I done quite a lot? I don't know, I'll let you decide. So, let's get a hold of it. I had done up to here on the roof. So I've done another few thingies coming down here. And yes, I have finished that bit. And doesn't it look fabulous? It's the reason I keep going on it. And it's because I know if I put this down, there's a high chance I won't pick it back up. Or not for a long time. So I just need to suck it up, buttercup, and get on with it. So that's what I've done. I have done the pink thingy in here. You can't see it very well, but I have put the candle back in there. Now it was meant to be done with this pink, which I had originally done it. And I'm sorry, Stacey, but I didn't like it at all. And I always think, like, pillar candles are like a cream colour. So I used Classic Colourworks tea and biscuits to do that. I have also done some more on the door. So these are all eyelets. So I've done some more of them. Yes, I mean Penny was saying as well, who was at the retreat, that she was looking at the door and thinking it needed something else as well. The problem I've got now is, because I was on about putting a doorknob in or something with a bead. The problem I had when I was stitching it is that they're over 4 full cross stitches. And I don't want the doorknob to be over 4. So I couldn't leave a 4 square, open, because it wouldn't look right. So I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the whole thing, and then I'm going to backtrack and try putting some beads in, see if that looks okay, and take it from there. Yeah. So, what else did I do? I've done, right, thank you to everybody who said, yes, I do cheats as well. And it turns out I only actually needed to cheat one. So I only had to stitch over one of these. So last week I was talking about the steps should fan out. And I had done the Oscar in a straight line. It turns out I hadn't actually done as much as I thought, because I'd done it originally for the next set of two. I just hadn't done it for the last set of two. So it was only actually one that I'd done that I needed to stitch over. And there you go. Can you tell which one I stitched over? See? There you go. Bet you can't. So yeah, so I put all the Oscar in, and then I've started coming along here with the Oscar. I've put the stalks in for the flowers. I've done, these are tiny little eyelets done over one cross stitch. And I've put some more of the bricks in. I'm not sure it'll be finished for next week, but I think it'll be there or thereabouts. You can see I've got a week off, so hopefully I can yeah, get it as close to a finish. If not finished. Oh, my man's out. He's late this morning. Nessa's, oh, he looks grim. He's sitting with his elbows on his knees with his cigarette, just staring into space. Yeah, I think he's had a rough night. To be fair, it's glorious here in the UK. It is well, and suddenly it's glorious here in the northeast of England, where I happen to reside. And he does look a bit red. The problem is in the UK, well, in the northeast, when the sun comes out, so does the barbecue, and then so does the beer. So you know for a fact, for one sunny day, there's going to be a good chunk of Geordies missing from action the following day. So I suspect you might be MIA today. Might be. You never know. So that is where I am anyway on this. I cannot wait to have it finished, and then I'm going to have to look at fully finishing them. This should be fairly easy because it's just a pin keep. But the bag, I'm in a right knot with myself with the the running with scissors pouch. I'll have to show you it because it's, I know it's embarrassing, but oh, I am in a right knot, and it's been half cocked finished for weeks now, because I just don't know what I'm doing with it, and I got halfway through and went into a panic mode because I didn't know what I'm doing, and I guessed. I went back into crafter mode and thought, right, how do I do that? And I would, like, if I was a crafter, I would, like, figure it out. That doesn't work with sewing, apparently. So I need to look for a tutorial, because I'm just not very good at it. Definitely not very good. Keeping an eye on what poorly man, making sure he's alright. Yeah. He's looking rather rosy. I love how you get all the gossip from around here. But the major gossip news this week. Major news. Right, are you all listening? This is just between me and you, right? Doesn't go any further. Carol Saltbox. She cheats. She does. She cheats. So it turns out it's almost the law to do cheats. I can't believe. When I read it, I was like, oh. I was literally like jaw drop, like, no. Well. But don't go telling everyone. We don't want our reputation to be soiled. Which it won't be, because she's the cross stitch. Right, here we go, into me biggies, me big lasses. Me big lasses and me bonny lasses. First one. What did I do? What did I do? What do I do? Well, this is my red stitch that I'm doing. A Burnhope 1895 by MommaLovesYouGB. Oh, Michelle. Oh, dear me. So that is where I am. And what have I done? What did I do? Oh, I finished here. So that's it. I finished that one, and I did that one and that one. And then, as you see, oh, and I finished the border along here. I got that finished. I did a couple more down here just to keep sort of ahead of myself. I've done this border, and as you can see, I've started putting in this border, and I've started working on the border as well. It's just where I was in the hoop, that's all. I was going to say something which is useful, because you don't really want to watch a Flosstube where somebody says nothing. That would be extremely dull. Although, to be fair, it depends what they're showing. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So, I usually do my initials in a different colour when I do a marking sampler. And this would be the one that I would do my initials in, and because it's actually almost the way I write as well. I write sort of slanted like that. But of course, my initials are at the beginning. D and A, and obviously S is further towards the end. What I'm going to do is I took somebody's cheat. What they said was, when they were talking about stitching over, said sometimes they just backtrack with an over stitch. So like the last stitch that you do, for me it happens to be bottom left to top right. Is that right? Or bottom right to top left as you're looking at it is the one that I tend to do. So I'm tempted to give that a try actually, and just stitch over with a darker thread and see how it comes out. So, because I just, yeah, I wasn't frogging. I was halfway through the D when I remembered, and I did think, oh, shall I just stop stitching now and frog? But no, I just didn't. Because I just didn't. So that is where we are on Mama Loves You. It's fabulous, isn't it? It's going to look amazing. And this is done on, have I said what everything was on? The Stacy Count one. Stacy Count? The Stacy Nash was on 36 count Fossil by Blackbird Primitives. This one is on 40 count Antique White. Right, what I got. So, that's that one. I mean, we're more than halfway now. I think we're more than halfway. And when you look at something like that, it's quite intimidating, isn't it? But I kind of quite like it, because each line is an accomplishment in each skein. So I've gone through another skein. Oh, shove this over. Hang on, because I'm in a bit of a knot. Right, Forget Me Not by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this is where I am. Now, I had a comment from last week. Let me have a look. Sharon Kenshalo 831. I was wondering what fabric you used and what colours of floss and silks. I'm getting ready to do this one and wasn't sure how much fabric I need, what colours used and what count you used also. Okay, so for the fabric, this is 40 count. I went hunting for what kind of grey it is. I'm literally going to have to go back through my floss tubes to find out what colour grey. Some of you might remember I ended up with like seven different colours of Zweigart grey to get the grey that I needed. It just goes to show, this is why I think we like buying fabric at retreats, because you can see it, you can touch it, you can sort of go, yeah, it's my kind of fabric, or it's exactly the colour I needed, or I thought I wanted that colour, but actually no, I prefer this one. It can get, well, it did get really expensive trying to kit this up, but it's a legacy piece, so I needed it to be right. I wanted it to be what I wanted it to be. So I will need to go back, Sharon, and figure out. It is a grey Zweigart. Which one? I'll look up and try and find out for you. Threads wise, I am using I know, half years are getting your crash helmets out. I know. So I am using, is it White Lightning by Weeks? White Lightning by Weeks and Suit by Gentle Arts. They're the two main colours that I'm using. So obviously all the White Lightning. What I've attempted to do is do the larger motifs in white, because I really like samplers that pop, that really sort of give you that wow factor. So I wanted that, but I didn't want the whole thing to be white, so I was offsetting it with Suit. This motif is what I've worked on this last week and what I've finished. It's bigger than, and I mean, I know I've got the pattern in front of me. I can see how big it is. Well, I can't, because this is a one that all 4 quarters were on a different page. So that was 1 page, that was 2 page, 3 page and 4 page. I was like, how Joseph, man, how this isn't good for us, well, people like me who were a bit thick. So trying to get it together, quite literally, I'm trying to get it together every day of my life, but trying to get this particular motif, the pattern, together was challenging, really challenging. So it took longer than it would have took to do, and I wasn't clever enough. Well, no, I did, because I looked at the pattern, and to me that looks like a smaller motif. What I didn't realise though is that it's kind of the same size as this, and I've done that in white. Anyway, I'm not doing it again. But the theory was I did the bigger ones in white and the smaller ones in Soot. And then I decided I wanted a colour to offset, as we all know. And I've been through the fighting of the colours and the tones and everything else. And I am back to grey. Either a tone grey or a darker grey. Sorry, or a lighter grey. So I'm busy thinking that one through. So this bird is definitely going to be frogged. I'm leaving this in for the moment, just because if I want to frog it later on I can, but I'm leaving it in. Was this done with, was this tea and biscuits as well, or perfect pie crust? So I knew it was something that you ate. Pie and biscuits, perfect dinner at me. So I think that is what I'm doing. The other question that you said, you don't know how big a fabric piece to get. There are loads of apps. I use X-Stitch Plus. Now I don't pay for it because this is the one that you get free for a while and then you can pay for if you want. I didn't pay for it and I don't use it. What happens now is if I go in on the app, I'll show you. This end, I'll show you. It comes up with you've got to sign up. But if you just swipe, oh gosh, there's all me. If you just if you just scroll it down, it brings you back to this and you can go on to the tools, which gives you a calculator, and I just go on to the calculator, I put in different counts, I put in how much border I want and then calculate, and it'll give you what you need. So depending on what size, what count you want to do. I haven't got the count to hand, so I can't do it. I can't do it live on air, I'm afraid. But that is what I use. They're all different ones. You'll find one that works for you. But that's all I do, and that's all I use. So I hope that's answered your question, Sharon. Let me know if there was anything else that I either didn't answer or you want clarification on. So for this I'm doing 1/2 as well. It's a tight 40 though, it really is. So yeah, it's lovely though. But it will be forever. Once it's, you know, in 10 years time when it's finished and framed, I'm going to look at it and I'd like to feel pride, but I suspect I'm going to look at it and just feel pain. The pain of the colours. The pain. And I think it's because it feels so important that I don't want to get it wrong. Well, actually, just stitch it, Sherrie. Courtney will decide, my daughter. If she wants to keep any of them, she'll decide when you're dead. Do you care? Well, yeah, I kind of care. But I'm not going to be here to care of her. So I've got to get over myself. She doesn't want this and she wants another one. Great. If she wants any of them, great. If she doesn't matter, because I'm doing it for me. So I need to make it pain-free. I need to find some analgesia. Where's Sarah? Where's our doctor in the house? Sarah Stitchy Spot. Sarah, I need some analgesia to help me cross stitch. Less painful. Although it could be X-Stitch MD. Is it Shayla? Is that how you pronounce her name? She's a head doctor, so I could need her actually, or I could need both. Actually, yeah. I probably shouldn't go anywhere near head doctors because they would say, "Oh, I think you should come for a holiday with us, Sherrie. We've got the perfect place. It's got nice soft walls, and you'll get a nice cuddle off yourself." So, where are we now? Oh, yes. Walla Walla Bing Bang, ooh, ah, oh. Do you know what? I've got every single person who ever went on a caravan holiday in the UK now singing that song. What was it? Ooh, ah, Walla Walla Bing Bang. Something else. Sorry. If I've now got that going round in your head. Sorry. So anyway, the ooh, ah came from, ooh, me historical sampler one. I have got their Cotton and Twine box to show you as well. It's the best yet, so hang on. I think I need that holiday in the place with padded walls. Yes, the pod sampler, which was my gift to me of my non-existent husband for my 51st birthday. And I'm loving this. I am loving this. But I found it really painful last week. And again, it's when I'm a paper girl, right? I know I could go to Pattern Keeper. I have got Pattern Keeper. I bought Kindle to use bloody Pattern Keeper because I was determined to be all hip and down with the young ones like Rachel, Talking Dog, and Cross Stitch Jess, and Rosie X Stitches. You know, out and Soph, all these young bits of stuff. I was going to be down and hip with them. I tried. They took one for the team. I had a Zoom call. And they took one for the team, mine, trying to teach me how to use Pattern Keeper. Poor buggers. Where's my other clip? I've lost my other clip. Anyway, to get back to me point, I'm a paper girl. I just like paper. But this one, this week, was over 2 pages as well. So I didn't get very much done because it was just, and there was a few stitches here and a few stitches there, but they were too far away for me to even think about, what do you call it, crossing over on the back when I'm feeling lazy, which is 90% of the time. It was too far. So basically I have done this. And because it was a bit painful, I just kind of persevered. But I didn't have, so I did it last Saturday. And I just didn't have a head down in it day, as you can see. Yeah, so this is as far as I got, which actually looks really pathetic now I'm looking at it. But there's lots of different colours in there, you can't see, but there are, can you see here, there are like little flowers which are made of 2 different colours. And obviously all these little bloody balls. Buds. Are they meant to be buds, berries, balls, round things, spherical things? Is that a word? Or is that to go in my dog dictionary? Spherical. But this has been done on 44 count. It's 40 count, although I'm measuring 44. 40 count rustic sheep by Justsewsherrie Designs with all of the code for. And if you're in the mood to treat yourself, I would definitely recommend one of their gift boxes. I got it for my birthday because they are, you know, they're not just covers, but they're lovely, really, really lovely. I do love historical sampler though. Before they started sending me stuff, I've stitched a lot of their stuff and I've bought a lot of their stuff. So please don't think I just do their stuff because they've asked me to. It's not. Definitely not. I don't do lies very well. I'm just, and what my mouth doesn't say, my face will. So there you go. And my last one, and I think I got quite a bit of progress on this if I remember right. Remember how I was saying sometimes on the Saturday it's a surprise to me as well as you what I've done. This is one of those because I can remember last week thinking, oh, I'll be pleased when I get this out next week. So hopefully I was telling the truth and I wasn't lying to myself. What have I just said? I don't do lies. I kind of sometimes embellish to myself, you know, when I need to. So Gaia, Bella Filipina, my summer fancy lady stitch, and she is a fancy lady. Yeah, I feel a little bit, not drunk, but get a little bit, what's the word? Giddy. Yes, a little bit giddy. Thanks to Anne with an E. I'll show you why in a bit. Look at her. Oh, I did do quite a bit. Oh, a man's out. He's still in his goonie. He is still in his goonie. He's got his phone with him this time though, so he's obviously engaging in life slightly. It's taken him a while though to pull himself around. It's hilarious. It's kind of like having a husband but not having the pain of having them living with you. It's kind of like I just live vicariously through the lady over the back. Great fun. So I did quite a bit. I did a lot of the Krynic. So I put, and I've run out, which I'm peeved with, that I haven't got more. I need to order some more Krynic. So yes, isn't she fab? And I've done, you can see I've worked down here, I've done some of the rushes. I'm not sure if they're lilies or just rushes. I think they're just rushes. Here, and then I've done all of the peaches around it. So I did a lot of this. So this is all now filled in, all down here. You can't really tell much because of the fabric. There you can see there. Came up and I know I did him. And then I worked down and did him and him and him and worked all the way down here. Oh. I just love the line of that. I love the elegance. It's this line for me that just sells it. She is just stunning. She really is. Keep thinking about starting to put beads in. I've put the beads in my project bag now, ready for when I press go. But I'm a bit frightened that once I start beading, I won't want to go back to, because there's a lot of cross stitch still to do. Now, one lady said, I was asking on Facebook, I think it was, when I was on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook anymore. Well, my profile's still there, but I don't go on it. I asked if you bead first or second. Sorry, if you bead as you go or if you do it at the end. And it was really split. It was a lot bead first. Yeah, a lot bead first and a lot bead second. So it seems like it's just pure preference. But what one lady did say, I can't remember if it was on my Flosstube or if it was on that post. What she said was she does all of the cross stitch first and then does all of the back stitch, because she found that doing it as you go, she would struggle to get the back stitch in sometimes, which makes sense to me. So as much as I'm desperate to start beading, I kind of want to get more of the vegetables done first. I need to go back and do her face and her hair. I'm putting off doing her face again because I've already done it once and had to frog it. So that's why I've started to work on the bottom rather than top down, which is my norm. She looks amazing though, doesn't she? And it's been done on Daffodil Even Weave by Fabric Flare. And I'm doing it with all of the Code For DMC and there's some Karen water lilies in there and some Krynic and lots of beads to come, because there are a lot of beads on her. So even when I start beading, it's going to take some doing. But I've got her in my summer and me Snow Queen in the winter. But I've had them now for what, 2 years or something. So as much as I do only do a bit at a time, it would be nice to really get, you know, get them to completion as soon as possible. Remember I talked about just being monogamous for 1 week? I'm debating whether to do a sampler, because I haven't got Anton. I mustn't have worked on Anton last week. Oh dear, poor Anne. I'm debating whether to do a sampler or a fancy lady, like a big sampler. I wanted to pick a bigger project just to see how far I could get, but we will see. Okay, that is all of my stitching for last week. So I've still got gifts, questions, final thought. 2 ticks. Right, I think time's getting on. It's flipping 5 to 8 here now. Yeah, it takes us 2 hours to do a 1 hour video. Yeah. And have you noticed the hair isn't damp this morning, but it's extraordinarily greasy. Haven't washed it though. I don't mind justifying me ablutions, but it needs dyeing desperately. So if I wash it, I won't dye it. So I'm leaving it greasy so that I'll definitely get it dyed. Right. What was I doing? Question of, right, so answer of last week. So last week, Paddy's 29 asked along the lines of any tips for starting stitching on even weave after being an Ada stitcher. There was a couple of comments and somebody sent me some information. So basically the comments said give yourself some grace and time, and another one said practice, practice, practice. And the wonderful Anne with an E sent me a diagram. Now she sent me when she started stitching, it's called, now I didn't know, I knew the practice because I do it, but I didn't know what it was called. It's called Stitching Against the Post. Let me just find her comment. Stitching Against the Post. Yeah, Stitching Against the Post. You can find a video on it. There'll be a YouTube how-to for stitching against the post. What that effectively means is, and I'm probably going to say it badly, so look it up. I will also show you a diagram that Anne with an H sent me. It'll probably be as a, here's the picture, because I'm just not technical, right? I'm just not. So, but I will put the photo in, the diagram in, to show what I'm attempting to say. So when you've got your threads that go over and then under. So when you put your first thread, you come up where it's a hooky over thread. So you've got your threads like that, and that's where you want to come up, so that it doesn't slide underneath the fabric. I'm probably saying it badly. There are tutorials on it, and it is important to do that. If you don't, you'll end up losing half of your stitches. So that was something I had to learn when I started linen. The other thing for me, because I only started stitching with linen 2 or 3 years ago, so I'm new to the party for the linen world. And I found it really difficult to count because, now somebody said as well, it was about, I should have, hang on. This is how it takes us like 2 hours to do a 1 hour video. So it was Sandy B, Milk Can Stitcher, who is lovely and comments nearly every week, and it's always lovely to see them. For the lady trying 28 count, I would say take your time and give yourself grace. If you're familiar with quilting, think of a square as a 9 patch. That means nothing to me because I'm not a quilter. But because you are going to like a noughts and crosses board, I had to count, and I was like, how do you count 1, then 2? I don't know how to count it because there's more squares, there's more strands of fabric that I've got to go over than I would with Ada, or it's more obvious. And somebody said count 1 and that changed my life. And I know it's simple, but for me, starting on linen or even weave was 1 and 2 and 3 and I still do that today. A lot of the time I can just go 1, 2 and my eye will automatically be drawn to the next 9 patch, if you like. There's me saying I don't know what it is. But there are still, especially when I'm stitching on smaller counts, that I'll literally go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that would be my top tip, is use the word and when you're counting. Hope that helps. Question of the week this week is from me. A couple of weeks ago, I said I was going to do... Oh! I thought I'd lost my pants. Hang on. Okay, here's Justsewsherrie live and in action. You know the clip that I lost, that I have just lost? Said clip for board. It is stuck in the wheel of my chair, so I can't. I don't know how I'm going to get it out. Right, and I can't even pull it so that I could sit properly again. Live and in action, guys. It's a wild ride, but you won't be riding on this chair anywhere anyway. So, a couple of weeks ago, I said I wanted to do one of my favourite girls in all the world, Lauren Flossabilities. I was going to stitch this into a pillow using, what's this called? Pom-pom, mini pom-pom. As you can see, it hasn't been stitched. Not for the lack of trying. I was having a mare with my sewing machine. Anyway, I was having a nightmare. So it was pulling on the threads. I was having a problem with the bottom bobbin, was snagging, and it was pulling the material, you see there, into where the needle goes. So it's pulled all the fabric apart. I watched a YouTube video and she puts the pom-pom on quite nicely and then just skates her sewing machine over the top quite nicely. Can I do it? Can I hell? So I was giving up. I was going to give up and just stitch it without pom-pom. But I thought I'll go out to you guys and see, do you have any super duper cheats for attaching pom-pom? How do you do? Oh, there's my black thread. Do you know, I've hunted all over for it. You know where it is? On here, my black bobbin. Just spot it. This really is live and in action. So, yeah, it's time I wasn't here because it's all going very, very, very wrong. So, how do you attach them? Do you stitch them by hand? I did debate whether to stitch by hand. I'm not sure if I could do it on this because this linen is quite fine. Or do you glue them? And if you glue them, because I did try to pull the, you know when you pull the bottom out and you're just left with a tiny, oh God, you say I've lost a ball now. Yeah, I wonder if me and Pom Pom aren't going to be friends. I do wonder. So please, girls, ladies, gents, children, anybody, help. How the hell do I attach Pom Pom without losing my mind? Because I did think, do you just sew it like closed and then somehow stitch the Pom Pom in after? I don't know. If anyone knows any good tutorials, because the one I found was like, oh yeah, this is how you do it, la la la. That just didn't work for me. So maybe I'm just not good at la la la. Who knows? So, on to gifts. I've got 2 gifts. One from the really generous, very lovely Anne with an E, from all the way from New Zealand. I know, I was excited. And the other one from Historical Sampler Company. I can't move this flipping seat now. I think, shall we go on live in action? Shall we? Shall we do this? Oh. Right. I mean, I'm quite short, so it doesn't have to go up that far. So yes, we've got Cotton and Twine. The latest sale started on the 7th of July. I need to make a start on that. That could have been my new start as well. But they have sent me the, is it July? No, August subscription box. It's a biggie. Right, I think it's the best one so far. Now, comes like this. Beautiful, beautiful wax paper. I had my international catch-up last week with my friends Rita and Patty, and Rita was saying she started getting this after seeing them on my Flosstube, and she uses this paper for wrapping gifts in. It's beautiful, honestly, it's gorgeous. So you get a pattern. This month it's a pattern from Yaz. Busy as a bee, my needle and me. And she's fab, Yaz. Yasmin's Made with Love. I couldn't remember her thingy there. But she is fab, she's got some really good designs. You get a bag. Yeah, you get a bag. That's really generous. I've got the linen, so you'll get either a linen, 32 count linen, or you can get 16 count Aida, and you get all of the threads pre-sorted. As always, because they're bloody wonderful. A needle. You then get, look at this. I love this. I love little pouches. That's absolutely gorgeous, that. You get a tea bag. You get some sweeties or candy, whatever you call it. Candy kittens that I haven't opened yet, being the key word in the sentence. And you also get frame. You can't knock that. I'm sorry, but you can it. For 20 quid. You just, yeah, you just can't. Pattern, threads, sweeties, pouch and frame. £20. I think that's just phenomenal. I do. I think it's wonderful. Now, let me check what they say about it, because I'm sure I had it open. For once I was pre-prepared. Oh, it's obviously closed. Oh. Okay. So this month's box is available to purchase on our website from the 1st of July. The close date is the 25th of July. The box includes the full kit. We offer both Aida or linen. The design is finished in a white wooded frame, which is included in the box. The gift this month is a super handy small project bag from East of India. Da-de-da. The box is £20 for Aida or £22 for linen. There is also a 15% discount code available for first time purchases if you use the code FIRST15 at checkout. So there is that. There is also their advent calendar is about to be released. It will contain 24 individually wrapped packages, one for every day. We will be including 7 beautiful exclusive mini projects designed in-house by Historical Sampler Company. Not only will we provide the chart, pre-sorted threads and fabric required to stitch mini projects, we will also be including the finishing items required to make the Christmas project extra special. The remaining 17 packages will contain a mix of stitching items, crafting goodies, Christmas decorations and a sweet treat. The pre-order opens on the 18th of July. Last year the Advent box was super popular and sold out in 8 days. I am not surprised. I have bought this before. It's fabulous. We've got new packaging for the Advent box. The box is gorgeous and we hope it can be used after Advent to house lots of stitching goodies or projects. Honestly, it looks amazing and it looks like, I wonder if I can show you this. Looks like a sweetie box to me, you know, like a humbugs. There is also and I only noticed this morning, they've got a giveaway on, if you go onto their website, onto their Instagram, Historical Samplers, they're giving away one of the Advent. You've got to put a comment in or do what you do. So yeah, hop over to Instagram and have a look at there if you want to see, if you want a chance to get one free. Next gift is the biggest generous gift from my friend Anne, and I think my favourite thing about it, and it sounds ridiculous, is the card. I got a little card which is a thistle. Now some of you know, if you're new around you might not, I'm a Scottish Geordie, so I was born of blood and birth in Dunfermline and Fife, but we moved down to England when I was 5, 6, somewhere around there, hence English accent, well, Geordie accent. But Scotland is just, if it's in your blood, it's in your blood. As soon as I cross the border, it just, yeah, there's just something special about going back to Scotland. And I love anything thistle related. So this means the world because it's been like picked for me, do you know what I mean? So Anne, out of everything, it's the thought. It really is the thought that goes into the gifts. I got a lot. So there was a bookmark on cats. This is all being chosen for me. On cats, there is a floss drops holder, which what I love is you can hang it up. Floss drop holder? Floss holder? Thread holder? Thread keep? I don't know. It's something you tie your threads on. I got a fabulous tin. We all love a tin, don't we? Or is that just me? I love a tin. I love a tin. I'm like Michelle, MommaLovesYouGB. I get all the Marks and Spencer's tins every Christmas. I kind of help myself. And in there I got some fabric. So these are fabric cards you can put on, count, size, what colour it is. You know, like me, what do you call it? The Apothecary, that I can't remember what fabric it's. No, it nearly came, it was, but it didn't. Oh, my man's out again, he's still in his goonie. I mean, we're on 8:15 now, he's still in his goonie. Just in case anyone doesn't know, your goonie is your gown, your dressing gown. So it's a Geordie dressing gown. He's in his goonie. he's still looking rough with his cup of tea. God love him. I got some matching floss drops. Look at those, like acrylic ones. And I'll show you why they're fabulous. I got, she sent me, and this was really good about, you know, after we were talking about floss drops and how you track what threads they're on. These, look at these. So these are Weeks Dye Works thread stickers. So they're from orderlystitching.co.nz. So it's obviously New Zealand. I'm going to have to go on and figure out if you can get them shipped, like internationally. But she sent me 2 packs of these. I just think these are great. Even just for my own storage, I might start, instead of using floss drops for my projects, when I do my craft room tour or my stitching organisation tour, I'll show you. But it might be quite nice to hold me actual threads that I keep here, and then I can transfer them into projects as I need them. So that might, this is me thinking as I'm going, thinking on my feet, quite literally thinking on my feet. I got a little luggage tag angel. Gorgeous, I can't open it. Isn't that lovely? And it's blue. It's all about the blues. I've got this. Now this is from her friend does fabric dyeing in New Zealand. So this is from Country Stitch, and this is Thundercloud. Isn't that gorgeous? It's almost like got a, it's like a purpley brown. It's got a, it's a strange colour, and it makes sense, Thundercloud. Yeah, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's just really unusual, like purpley, browny, grey. Thundercloud is the perfect name for it. It really is. I then got a, what do you call it? Cross stitch decoration kit. I love that. I think, is that a shark? Is it meant to be a shark or a dolphin? Because obviously in New Zealand and Australia, their Christmas is in the middle of summer, isn't it? I think it might be a dolphin, maybe? I don't know. He's cute though, whatever he is, he's cute. I then got this. What was I just talking about, loving a pouch? Look at these. And it's got like a box bottom as well. Flippin' love me pouches, and look at the fabric. But it gets better. It gets better. Look at that. Look at that. Same fabric. Isn't that beautiful? This fabric I love, I love, I love, I love, and this is perfect. Thank you so much. Now I'll tell you where this comes from, in case you're either over in New Zealand and you don't know, or you can order it nationally. Where's the card gone? Where's my favourite card gone? Oh, it's right at the bottom. It's right at the bottom. Let me have a look. A Judith bag and notions pouch, made by my lovely friend Judith. They are very popular here in New Zealand, and most of them are sold to raise funds for outpoured cat rescue, including this one. That is just obviously a girl after my own heart. I think that's wonderful, I really do. Couldn't thank you enough. That's all the stitching stuff. However, there's still a box full, and by I mean a box full, I mean a box full of sweets, chocolate, New Zealand chocolate, raspberry logs. Look at these. Tall sorts, licorice tall sorts on their farm. I have never seen anything like them. I think they're amazing. Loads of little peanut slab, and milk chocolates, plains, Jaffas, dark chocolate, pineapple lumps. I'm dying to have a go of them. And a massive Whittaker's Pokey Pokey Crunch. I will not want for sweet treats for a long time. I mean, honestly, you'll have seen throughout this video I've been buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Just so grateful. Thank you so much. So, moving forward, what are we going to do? Well, we've got a week's leave, haven't we? Guess what's going to happen? Lots of stitching. It's meant to be glorious again today, although we've had a bit of a sea fret here. I got up and it was misty at about 4 o'clock this morning. So, oh, my man's dressed. He's in shorts and t-shirt. He's moving very gingerly though. I don't know if he's actually really burnt his legs or something, because he's walking very late. Yeah, this is great, honestly. Yeah, the husband that I don't need to have lives over the back. Anyway, so yes, so hopefully the cloud will burn away by about 10, 11 o'clock, I'm hoping. I need to start, so forward plans, I need to start my pumpkin patch by Historical Sampler Company. I am going to be feasting on chocolate and sweeties for the foreseeable. Yeah, lots of stitching is the way forward. So, final thought. Where did I put it? Now, it was, Anne said she sent them to thank me for doing floss tubes that people get a laugh from. Well, I hope anyway, as well as a little bit of semi-good stitching along the way. I'll not say finishing, but yeah, the stitching might be decent sometimes. And so I've thought of this, I haven't thought of this, I found this about gratitude, because I am hugely grateful to you guys out there, because everyone who, even if you do is watch, it means something, it really does. And I'm always really touched that people take time out of their own days to spend with me. So thank you. So today's quote is by Marcel Proust. Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Bye for now.